Welcome back, everyone. This is laughingman.exe, and I'm here to talk to you about certifications. Certifications for IT, certifications for information security, certifications for cloud. I've got to be really quick with this because I've got a 15-minute limit, and I've got a lot of links, as you can see, to go over. So we'll start with the one that you'll be hit with the most, CompTIA, or CompTIA. I'm not sure how they pronounce this one. Now, they've got a lot through here. I myself have taken the A+. That's for help desk, but they've got a lot here for bare bones networking, security, Linux Plus, which also gets you a later Linux certification, the LPI level 1, and Server Plus, Cloud Plus. You got a lot of these. These are all just like really general knowledge topics about IT. Now we got over here, we can go into networking. This will be one that people will talk about a lot. You have CCNA or Cisco certifications, most popular being the CCNA routing and switching right here. You can also take the CCENT and CCNA, and then you've got an alphabet soup of other certifications. I myself will be working on the CyberOps one here, brand new. I believe they're newest, and that is the one that I'll be targeting shortly after security as well. This one is for those of you that are trying to get into networking, and this is very particular for the Cisco iOS. And if that's what interests you, if that's what gets you going, I highly suggest doing it. If you're working in an organization that, however, uses, say, Juniper routing devices, I suggest getting certifications from Juniper because that is particular for your organization, or maybe the organization that you're going towards uses Juniper, and that would just benefit you. You have over here Microsoft certifications. Those of you still trying to be, whether it be server or whether it be just, low-level information technology, or desktop and laptop services. You got MTA, MCSA, MCSE level certifications, so 3 levels. And sometimes the names slightly change. I believe the developer one will actually have a slightly different name as we'll get over there, but they have all these different levels. This one even has an early one here. Yeah, they have all these different certifications. If you're trying to get in, here we go, MCSD, that's what I was referring to. If you're trying to get into anything particular with Microsoft, I highly suggest taking a look at them. You can't really go wrong. And it's actually fairly cheap, at least for the MTA. I think it gets more expensive as it goes on. Let's take a look at the next one. We got, this is brand new. This just came out. The Google IT Support Professional Certificate. Not per se a certification, but it's so long it might as well be a certification because 12 months. It's fairly cheap, and upon completion, they'll share your information with top employers. You know, it looks very... it's from Google. Honestly, you can't really go bad with things directly from Google. And honestly, if I wasn't at the level I was now, this is how I'd want to start. I hate to endorse something over the others. This is how I'd want to start if I was just getting into IT. Now, we're going to take a look over here. Now, I just have this page open here because I wanted to prove to you that there is many Linux certifications and trainings that are available out there. But some of the more popular ones I'll go over. The Linux Foundation, this is one that I went through myself for the Linux Foundation Certified Sysadmin. I went through the training. I took the certification on my own computer. They accessed a webcam. I didn't have to have somebody in the room, but I had to actually make sure there's nobody in the room. Myself, nothing that I can cheat on. And I failed it, but failure is a part of learning. And through that failure, I learned that I don't want to really be a system administrator, and it's not something that really that speaks to me. It is something I still find interesting to learn about and to sit there, but I don't think that I'd ever want to be an expert at it. It's great, really great training. I wouldn't say it's the best training, but it is really great training. The next level we have here, Linux Professional Institute. I don't know much about them other than when you do the CompTIA or CompTIA Linux Plus, you get this one as well. They have some sort of deal worked out. I do know these certifications in particular are more valued in Europe or Australia. So if you're happening to move in that area, this right here would be the way to go if you wanted to be involved with Linux. And again, for those of you that are brand new, Linux is going to be mostly your servers, unless you're in poorer countries where it's also their desktops. All right, so Red Hat, again, another form of Linux. This is your CentOS, this is your Fedora, but this is the enterprise version that actually offers certifications. And this is actually what was preached to me when I was in the military. They've got actually a wide user base. It was bigger a few years ago, but they're still great. It's hands-on. You perform tasks. It's amazing. And I've had a great experience using Fedora and CentOS in the past, and it's just really pricey. That's the holdback for me. However, if you got an employer that's willing to pay for it, I highly suggest taking it. Now let's go into VMware. Those of you that are getting into setting up virtualization, whether it be on your VMware player or the ESXi and so forth, you got all your little virtualizations. I looked into it myself. However, the employer that I'm currently with does not utilize this in my immediate job field. So, unless it comes back up, I don't see a reason in doing it. But those of you that have the money to afford this, I suggest going through this. However, I wouldn't say it's a high priority unless you get to more production level. And I want to go over into some security stuff here. This is a couple certs that I personally have from SANS, but they have a bunch. The certifications you'll see in this second column here. There's a bunch of certifications that you can get in different areas: incident response, management. Some courses obviously don't have certifications, as you can see, but there are a bunch of certifications that they offer. However, each one is going to be about $5,000+ You can get cheaper. I had mine completely paid for on condition that I accept the job offer. You might find the same deal. Now let's look over here at OSCP, or their other certifications, but their biggest one here is OSCP. It's $1,000, give or take a few. It's not that expensive for security certification. This is not expensive, and this is probably the most highly regarded certification in the security industry, regardless of the fact that it's cheaper than SANS courses. This proves without a doubt that you have the capability to break in to get your shell. This is the way to go if the penetration tester mindset is where you're leading towards. Now let's go over here to EC Council and get rid of this weird thing here. So this is the one, Certified Ethical Hacker. This is the one that you'll hear the most coming out of them. They actually offer a bachelor's degree through them where you get a lot of certifications in that process. I personally will go ahead and get a few later on down the road, but right now this is good. It's mainly ABCD. It's the multiple choice. I don't feel like it would demonstrate a hands-on capability. If you're looking for just good reads, I would suggest getting some books of theirs just to read them. But they offer degrees. Those of you that are late in the game or looking for a cheaper option. Now let's go over here to Isaca, famously known for the system right here. And personally, this is one that I thought was amazing, but has just been going into beta for the next round, and I feel like it's not hitting the areas that I enjoyed from the first round of certification, the CSXP certification. The first level of it spoke to me as a SOC analyst. It's something that I wanted, and then they're going to this beta, and I'm seeing they're turning it into a generalist certification. If that's what you're into, then I would suggest going for it. System is the one that, once you're 5 years, 10 years in, that'll be something you want. If you're an auditor, it's not terrible. A lot of people have a choice to choose between Isaca or ISC squared that you see over here, in particular towards the CISP certification. This is the biggest one that come from them. Again, this is like that 5-year plus in security requirement. You got a couple that don't require that. And this one right here, you can take the CISP and just sit as an associate until you get the time in and it's actually a fairly good deal. However, again, it doesn't demonstrate hands-on knowledge like the OSCP or SANS courses do. It demonstrates the ability to memorize these facts about security as it is in that version of the exam. Let's go over here to cloud certifications. We'll touch the Google Cloud platform. They've got professional cloud architect, professional data engineer, and I believe these two, if you happen to somehow stumble across my video you wanted to set up the G Suite, you got that stuff down here. But professional data engineer and professional cloud architect, these are two certifications that basically help you out with the hosting of websites on Google Cloud platform. Similar to this, you'll have the AWS certifications. And I believe there's several again. Yes. So we've got several little bit of alphabet soup here of AWS certifications. And typically you won't even go for these unless first of all, you're paid to take them. Somebody's paying your way to take these exams, or you work with Amazon and they're paying for you to take it. I believe they actually have like an onboarding process where you have like 6 months to take it. Now, if you stumble across a certification that I didn't mention here or that I did mention here, and you want to know if it's worth anything or if people actually ask for it or they want it, let's start with OSCP, anywhere in the world. You'll see a salary estimate over here on Indeed. You'll see how many jobs are popping up. So you got over, we'll say just around 600 people asking for OSCP. When you ask for OSCE, the higher level of that, it's actually fairly lower, and that's expected because it's a higher level certification, but you see it gets up there. We can touch on Security Plus, Find Jobs, there we go. We have bunch more. Now it starts off pretty low level, as you can see, and it's some even hourly. But Security Plus is a lower level job. Use this resource because I personally have a certification that no one is looking for. However, it was offered through my college. It is the Isaca, the Information Systems Analyst Professional, and all of these are actually something else. They're searching actually some other thing here. This might be the only one that is a IT related certification. Looking for, that happens to know this one. It's probably someone that actually already had it, but not too many people are looking for it. Go for ones that people are looking for. That's what will get you in the door, or through an HR firewall. So search it up. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. Red Hat Certified System Administrator. You got quite a few here, around 400. People are looking for these jobs, and the pay is good. So get your certification, get it done, and keep going throughout your job field. This is laughingman.exe. Thank you for your time.